I often speak to business owners, particularly financial advisors and mortgage brokers, who say they've tried using Google Ads but they gave up because it didn't work or it was too expensive. And that's a great shame, because actually if you use Google Ads correctly, particularly in an industry like financial services, it can be a really great way to bring in new leads and new inquiries and new clients. Now often the reason that people find Google Ads isn't working for them is just because they've made one of a number of simple errors when they first set up their Google Ads campaigns. My name's David from the PPC Machine, and in this video I'm going to explain what one of those simple errors is and crucially show you how you can fix it so as your Google Ads campaigns can start generating new clients and new inquiries for your business. So if that's of interest, stay tuned. So one of the common problems that I see when I look at someone's Google Ads account is that they haven't used a big enough number of ad groups. So if you're not familiar with what ad groups are, basically within Google Ads you can structure your account using campaigns, and then within each campaign you can have one or more ad groups. So they're like kind of folders and subfolders within your Google Ads account. If you're familiar with Facebook advertising, it's a similar thing to the way that you have campaigns and ad sets within Facebook ads. And the purpose of an ad group in Google Ads is to be a container for a small number of closely related keywords and one or more adverts which are highly relevant to that particular set of keywords. So the mistake that I see people making is that they have ad groups with far too many different keywords in, and keywords that cover far too many different themes. So here's an example on the screen here of how not to do it, of the kind of mistake that I often see. So this is an ad group. The ad group is called Remortgage, so you would expect it to contain keywords related to remortgaging. And you can see that it does have some, like remortgage for home improvements, but then it moves into debt consolidation mortgage, which is a totally different keyword from remortgage for home improvements. Then we're back to best remortgage deals with no fees. Then there's mortgage broker near me, which doesn't mention remortgages at all. Then we've got remortgage buy to let, we've got just remortgage, mortgage advisors near me, remortgaging a house, how to get a remortgage, buy to let mortgage best, switching mortgage deals. So you can see there's a lot, although they might all be the kind of keywords which are used by someone who ultimately wants a remortgage, they're very different kinds of keywords. And the problem is that if you then try to write an advert to go in this ad group and try to write an advert which is going to be relevant to all of those keywords, it's going to be really difficult or impossible, because an advert which is highly relevant to debt consolidation mortgage is not going to be highly relevant to how to get a remortgage. So this is why you need to break your keywords up into smaller groups and have more ad groups with a smaller number of keywords in each of the ad groups. Let me switch across to another account and show you an example of how it should be done. So here is a campaign which is around adverse credit mortgages, and you can see that rather than just having a single ad group, it's got three different ad groups. One for bad credit mortgage, one for poor credit mortgage, one for credit problems. And if we go into the bad credit mortgage ad group, for example, you'll see that in here, all the keywords, there's quite a few different keywords, but they all have one thing in common. They all talk about bad credit. And that means that the adverts in this particular ad group can also, in their headlines, talk purely about bad credit mortgages. On the other hand, if we go back to the list of ad groups and look at poor credit mortgage, you'll see that in here we've again got a range of different keywords, but the thing they all have in common, they all focus on poor credit. And the ads in this particular ad group would therefore talk about poor credit rather than about bad credit. And the purpose of doing this is so you can always make sure that the ad is really highly relevant to what the person doing the search typed into Google. And the reason you want the ad to be relevant is two reasons really. One, if the ad is highly relevant to what they search for, they're more likely to click on your ad rather than someone else's, so you'll get more traffic. But also, having relevant adverts is one of the things which improves your Google Ads quality score. And the Google Ads quality score, in simple terms, is one of the things that determines how much you pay for each click, and the higher that your quality score is, the less you're going to pay for each click. So that's another really good reason to make sure that your ads are highly relevant, and you can only achieve that relevance if you structure your campaign correctly with the right number of ad groups. As a simple rule of thumb, it's really easy to not have enough ad groups. It's virtually impossible to have too many. So if you're one of those people who currently is finding that their Google Ads costs are too high, or you've given up using Google Ads because you found it was too expensive, my recommendation would be go and have a look at your existing campaigns, have a look at how many ad groups you've got, see if you have got enough ad groups. You probably haven't, and you probably need to break your existing ad groups up into a greater number of groups with a smaller number of tightly focused keywords in each of the ad groups. Hope you found this video useful. If you have, if you've got any questions, any feedback, please do let me know in the comments. It's always great to hear from you guys and find out how these videos are helping you get better results. Also, if you found it useful, please do click the like button and subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification icon so as you're the first to know when I create more useful videos like this. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.